Hey guys, Yoshi the Oreo here. I wanted to start with today a video talking about a particular video that was made by a guy named Monte Sensei, who covers a lot of like anime and news topics in terms of Western infiltration of Marxist ideology. Some people are afraid to actually say that. Either they're afraid to say it or they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But I think he's actually quite aware of what it. But basically, Western infiltration is just basically cultural Marxists infiltrating the anime space, trying to change it culturally to fit their interpretation or their vision of what anime should honestly. So he's talking about in this video how Meg the Stallion all of a sudden wants to come out with an anime. Shocker, no. And I'm not saying she can't, but what I am saying is I almost feel like I know what is mostly going to be in this in that anime. And considering from my perspective, excuse me. Considering from my perspective, from someone who is culturally into, not aesthetically, culturally, when you have a person who is only aesthetically into anime, not culturally into anime, aesthetically into anime, most things are definitely going to change. And coming from the perspective I'm coming from the anime community, where I am constantly told the over sexualization of characters in anime format is 100% no no. Yet at the exact same time, this Miss Shirley, for those who don't know who this is Miss Shirley. I'm not even going to go any further in the damn video. Is a 4-year-old toddler who is dancing very provocatively. I'm not even going to find the fucking videos yourself and see what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. Who is dancing provocatively. And in some cases, is dancing with a bunch of grown ass fucking men. Throwing her hips out and everything. Twisting and turning. Like she 18 in high heels. I want to ask the people in this comment section who are clearly defending Meg the Stallion, because let's be honest, we'll have people who defend Meg the Stallion despite the fact her music cultivizes this. But for some reason, they'll come to here, right, in terms of Japanese cultural identity, Japanese culture. Somehow this is a big no-no. All this is a big no-no. Like, say, for instance, Kill la Kill, right? Everything you see here, from the character designs, short skirts, revealing body parts and all this other shit, you can't have shit like this because that's over sexualization and it's inappropriate. Yet for some reason this can exist within our society. So I want to ask the people who are defending Meg the Stallion, do you know what bodily autonomy is? Because I don't think you know what that is. So let's actually go over what bodily autonomy is. Bodily autonomy is the right for a person to govern what happens to their body without external influence or coercion. And it is a fundamental human right. Now, another question I have to ask you is, why is it anime characters have bodily autonomy, but black toddlers don't? And don't sit there and go, well, actually, no, she does have bodily autonomy because she consented. She consented that, first of all, children under 18 cannot consent. I don't know if you actually realize that or not. It doesn't matter if she says she wants to dance. She don't know what motherfuckers are doing with her fucking video. But the mother says it's perfectly fine, so therefore it's perfectly fine. Okay. There's mothers in the Middle East who sell off their daughters to rich men in order for them to marry a 6-year-old girl and then have sex with them when they're at the age of 9. or signs of maturity, aka so long as they're fat enough to be able to take the dick. What's the difference? Actually, there is no difference. It is a mother who have made very poor decisions in their life that have put financial burdens on themselves because of those poor decisions. And because of those poor decisions and because of those financial burdens, exploiting your child has become a way to relieve yourself of that burden. Not teaching your child the skill that the market demands. Not teaching your child dignity and respecting your body and respecting your image. Because later on in life, when this girl hits 18 or older, I honestly do hope she does come to the conclusion, like, I was exploited. And my community exploited the fuck out of me while defending this. This is what part of your community, little girl, is defending. They'll defend this while saying how much they hate white people or anything of whiteness. But so long as it doesn't have bodily autonomy, all of a sudden we have to protect it. Because at least it doesn't uphold white supremacy, you know? But then when it comes to this isn't child exploitation. It's not pedophilia. It's black empowerment. And if you call it out, that makes you the pedophile person who's not dancing with a 4-year-old girl provocatively. I'm just curious. Like, I'm pretty sure Monte Sensei and I are seeing this type of hypocrisy. And I'm just curious. Like, I'm seeing so many comments defending Meg. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, hold on. Look, where's that? This
statement, if it comes out later that actually she did get it.
So I just don't get it. So she can influence girls of this age, right? Now keep in mind, this is a show. I think it's listed like T for not T for T. I think it's actually listed mature. Like, you actually do have to be 18. This is over sexualization. This is over sexualizing. This is objectification. This is also objectification. But these two are perfectly fine. But this isn't because it harms women. This clearly isn't going to harm women, you know, putting a child through something they do not understand to where the only person that understands is their mother, who is financially burdened and is willing to do anything to remove that financial burden. But this is not fine. The thing that does not have bodily autonomy is not a fine thing. But the person who has bodily autonomy, this is perfectly fine to exploit. This is not, but this is. Granted, you cannot exploit this because it does not have bodily autonomy. It does not have human rights. It is a drawing. It is a literal fucking object. But yet, at the same time, I don't see a lot of people on the side of Meg Thee Stallion saying this is a port. I'm seeing people within conservative spaces or moderate spaces calling this out for what the fuck it is. Literal fucking CP. And I don't want to hear, well, this is no, my little Negro friend. This ain't a matter of interpretation. Consent has been violated because this child cannot consent. The mother is clearly being coerced in order for her to relieve herself from financial burdens. Because she has conditioned herself not to trust men, but to just trust herself and black empowerment and black women. And I've seen that shit too many times in the Middle East to know where the fuck that goes. It's called Muhammad and Aisha. Look that shit up.